Welcome back to Yahtzee Tries, the video where we strategically edit my last couple of streams to make me look wittier and more mentally together than I actually am. And our first game for discussion is Indika, which takes the monthly award for game title that most sounds like a font. How do you know they're a nun if they're naked?
Well, they have to keep the headdress on, don't they?
Well, they're not naked then, are they? Okay, so we are a nun who got into trouble for daydreaming about being in an adventure game. I'm feeling like every nun hates us because we're the only pretty nun. But Indika is not a font, it's, well, I guess you'd call it an arty game, only saved from the walking simulator designation thanks to a few rather crafty environmental puzzles, but for the most part the gameplay consists of going to where the objective marker says to go and pressing the button.
So there's a voice in your head and you think, we're going to be a serial killer.
Well, that's how it works, isn't it? Oh, do we have to fill the whale 5 times?
Oh my god, we do.
Oh man, let's speedrun it. So you're really here for the story aspect, but what a story aspect. I think the best way to summarise that part of the game is to now cut to one of the cutscenes from the stream with me alongside it staring in dumbfounded silence. Well, I'm glad we had this talk. I don't know what to say. This is so surreal. What do we even compare it to? It's like a surreal Eastern European black comedy about a nun attempting to complete simple tasks in an oppressive, slightly satirical version of reality. Except she keeps hallucinating that she's a character in a video game, complete with pixel art GUI elements and muted chiptune music, and a narrator voice that stole more than a few of the Stanley Parable's chips this morning. Now jump! You can do it!
Nuns can't jump.
Aha! There is a piano. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The Lord is looking out for me. I'm a battle nun.
You're a battle nun?
Yeah, because when people ask me how many battles I've been in, I say none.
Oh, this guy.
I find the story fascinating and weirdly funny in a very understated Slavic sort of way, but if you're going to explore a story through the medium of video game mechanics, I feel that would land a little harder if you actually had more in the way of video game mechanics. Should have eaten a few more of Stanley Parable's chips. Oh no, my Sonic rings. Whew, what a view, as Sonic the Hedgehog once said.
None with a gun?
None with a gun. None on the run with a gun. Please would be nice.
You're too pretty, you don't get a please.
I guess the penguin is above saying please. Maybe I should play it for longer, but at the point we left it, it was certainly defaulting to press forward to continue a little too much. But I nitpick now. It's arty, it's surreal, it's dark, and as such, very much my shit. Hey, this isn't the game we were playing until now. No, I'm finishing the race. Eat my dust, old man. Oh my god, I'm high resolution again. Phew. I'll finish it the next time I have a spare few hours, so ask me about it again in about 8 years. Our next game is Surmount, a climbing game employing a core mechanic not unlike a difficult game about climbing from a couple episodes back, and bringing up memories of Mount Your Friends, memories I had hoped to keep long suppressed. Way, climb. Way. Oh.
Why do you only have half a circle now?
I don't know. Maybe because I severely injured myself falling off a cliff. Oh boy, the bus is ready. Way!
Close the bussy.
Visually, it seems keen to evoke the old Nintendo Mii art style, which some people are probably nostalgic for. Oh, the shape of the mountain is constantly changing. It's a roguelike. It's a roguelike, everyone.
Rogue climber.
Yeah, well, there are places in Scotland where if you just show up and give them anything you have, they'll deep fry it for you.
Deep fry your shoes.
Deep fried shoes, deep fried wagon wheels. Surmount is a game that takes the core mechanic of that wacky hand-over-hand physics engine climbing an increasing number of games seem to like, and adds as much infrastructure to that as it can.
Yeah, everyone who ate a salad 200 years ago is dead.
I worry we're getting distracted from the game. Food truck food is the best.
No, it wasn't a food truck, it was a truck. And he sold food out of it, yeah.
As such, there are a few layers of menus, inventories, tutorials, and mission hub screens you have to get through before you can actually get into the climbing challenges, some of which feels questionably necessary, but once you do get down to it, the core gameplay certainly does the job. 50, whatever those are. You think I'm made of whatever those are? Oh, look, it's a wizard.
Oh my god, he looks miserable.
Have you ever seen a happy wizard? Dead. Oh shit,
I mean,
shit.
You're actually dead now. Oh, there's your soul. Oh my god.
You can tell a game is fairly intuitive and suitable for relaxing turn your brain off podcast listening sessions whenever I and my commenter spend the entire stream talking about anything but the game, which is a point in Surmount's favour, I'd say. Did you ever hear that story about Steven Seagal?
Which one? I've heard so many of them, man.
Well, the story of amongst many I've heard is that one time his female personal assistants came in who'd just been brushing her teeth and she had toothpaste foam in it by her mouth. And Steven Seagal just said, "Hey, you look just like you do when you're sucking my cock."
Sergeant Chandler.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you really as good as they all say you are?
Every once in a while.
The central mechanic is as simple as it gets, 2 buttons and a stick, but there's a lot of nuance to the movement that means the slightest shift of angle and timing can send you flying off in a completely different direction, which will probably be red meat for the skill challenge runners, but more importantly, can be very funny. As for the stuff being layered on top of that, the consumable inventory items felt like exactly the kind of thing I would spend the whole game hoarding and refusing to actually use, because it's clearly possible to get through without using them, and therefore doing so would feel like giving up.
The charm on that, man. I've seen you before. Didn't recognize you without the foam on your mouth. Hitler, Dahmer, Steven Seagal, really neck and neck.
Well, I got distracted talking about Steven Seagal.
It always does.
Hey, I found some seaweed. Yay, this is what I wanted from the climbing game. Oh boy, I've got prison trousers. Now I will look like I escaped from a van.
Cats are
Boom. Textbook. Also, not much of the story aspect made an impact. I'm unclear on what my motivation was. I think it was to climb the big mountain, but then I spent most of my time pissing about doing everything but. It's like Celeste if it was about ADHD instead of anxiety. But whatever, as I say, it's decent podcast fodder. Our next game was Crow Country, one of those PS1 era styled survival horrors the indie sphere likes so much, with the usual Resident Evil structuring: explore the environment, preserve ammo and health, solve weird puzzles, use a combat system that does the precise opposite of making you feel powerful. Also, specifically the Resident Evil 3 thing, where the main character is a cop from a department with an alarmingly lax dress code. Although it doesn't go so far as reading out the name of the game as well.
Resident Evil 4.
Which when you see that, kind of the weird portions of the body kind of remind you of what Cloud and them look like. And then the thing that kind of go with the backgrounds feel like pre-rendered backgrounds that you could then spin the camera around. Because when you had the pre-rendered backgrounds, I didn't Final Fantasy or Resident Evil or PS1, you couldn't really do anything with them. They're just there at fixed camera angles, whereas here you can poke around a little bit.
Yeah. Having said that, Resident Evil was always a fixed camera affair, and it never had character models resembling Playmobil figures. Visually, this is more like something even earlier, like the original Alone in the Dark or Ecstatica. Whoops, excuse me swinging my obscure reference penis. Well, it wouldn't be a survival horror game if we didn't have a prominent toilet encounter. Man, we've got a sexy walk. Look at that. Ooh, cigarettes. Who says you're not allowed to smoke? You're your own woman, aren't you? The plot kicks off strongly with the classic unsuspecting hero type drives up to scary place alone with no plopping idea of what they're blundering into, and the rest of the plot unfolds nicely as we explore the haunted amusement park. Out of the way! There's 2 of them.
Ah, spookies!
Come here, Mr. Pepperami Head. That's your name now.
Pepperami Head!
It was like a really extended sound you make when someone you're friends with kisses a girl. Ooh.
Goodies!
And whether or not you're sick of PS1-styled horror indie games yet, there is a lot to like here. The story builds intrigue effectively with some nice background storytelling, and the combat is just enough deliberate jankiness to create that classic survival horror panic moment of trying to wrestle the sights into line as the monsters creep ever closer. But after a while, that feeling starts to subside as you get used to aiming and realize that the monsters are too slow-moving and easily escapable to be threatening, and you've got spare ammo and health leaking out of your fanny pack. I made a load of monster noises with my mouth.
That must be fun.
Spiders!
Oh, spiders! Spiders!
Hello? Juicy alive person. Come get me.
Oh.
There's a shotgun pointing at me and I'm not sure I like it. Oh, it's broke. And it's plastic. What a cock tease. So while Crow Country is creepy, thanks to the setting and soundtrack, I wouldn't call it scary. I'm not exactly flooded with adrenaline as I sidestep a slow-moving fleshy cow pat with hostile intentions. I mean, I was losing more health from accidentally blundering into bear traps. Just because it's been tails, doesn't mean it's more likely to be heads next time.
Yeah, I know it's not more likely, but it's kind of like vibe-wise, it's more likely to be heads.
No, it isn't. It's just, it's 50-50 every time.
Sure, I completely agree. But if we're going based on vibes...
Fuck you, the world. Here's a little mushroom. I feel like perhaps we're glossing over the fact that we're talking to a little mushroom.
Yeah, a little weird.
And while we're on the subject, my kingdom for a fucking melee attack. Yeah, I know wasting a bullet on a crate is intended as part of the trade-off, but as I said, ammo was plentiful enough that one shot won't make a difference either way. And you'd think anyone who's gotten their head around the concept of legs well enough to be able to run should also be able to kick. But never mind, our final game was Heading Out, and it was quite a pleasant surprise. All I knew going in were 2 Steam tags, roguelike, and visual novel. Oh, thanks, game. Yeah, I'm keeping on top of that, don't you worry. I bet you don't stop properly at stop signs.
I absolutely don't know. Rolling stop for life.
But it was actually quite engaging. It's a randomized road trip in an FTL or Darkest Dungeon 2 sort of area, but chronicling the adventures of a highway drifter on a sort of purgatorial odyssey across America, trying to keep one step ahead of the fear, which is either a symbolic monster of some kind, or a video game contrivance to get the player to keep moving forward. A sort of grim existential equivalent of one of those auto-scrolling levels from Mario 3. Watch out for the fear. He's the worst Metal Gear Solid 3 boss fight.
The fear.
Ooh. Leg it! Fuck the cops. I'm escaping the fear. Detour! I guess. Or whatever that was. Yeah, that really was a perfect escape. Certainly didn't fuck anything up there. So it's primarily about resource management, picking routes and getting into random encounters that cause fluctuations of your resources, much like FTL. But I really like FTL, so that works.
Yeah, some of the states look like a thing. Yeah, you're not crazy.
A baker holding a tray, and the thing on the tray is Kentucky Fried Chicken, because it's Kentucky. Do you want to go to Des Moines, Iowa, or Toma, Wisconsin? Well, I know what you're going to vote for. Also, do we want it with music only or with talk radio? Trick question, music please. But then, instead of FTL space combat, you run into these little snacky driving missions where you either race someone or try to lose the cops or whatever. But then chill out driving is also something I really like, so that works for me too. Go on. Chill me. Then I'll make some kind of pun along the lines of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
I like the anime speed lines when you're going fast.
Damn, that wasn't very chill. Points for the soundtrack, too. Lots of cool driving music to choose from, and points immediately taken off again for all the chatty radio DJs who always go on about 30 more seconds after I've completely lost interest in anything they have to say, but whatever, you can skip it. And... overtake!
What if you...
Oh, drift. Oh shit. Oh shit. Jump. Oh shit.
No, we're fine.
Barrel roll. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just have to stay in the lead. And not spin out horrendously like before. Ow!
Oh no.
Ow! I'm fine.
It's fine.
You fucked up, not me. If I were to dock more points, I'd voice a concern that the driving missions were already getting a bit samey, even within the one run we did on stream. There's not a whole lot you can do with going down a road moving left and right to avoid the other cars, like one of those fucking Game & Watch toys. Vroom vroom. 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 I'm not a fucking back and forth delivery service. You'll want to be playing a game called Starstruck Vagabond if you want that sort of gameplay. Hey! Don't do that.
Bashing.
Hey, don't lane change without warning, stupid car. Haha. I meant to do that. And there's something a little janky about the physics, which is the reason why I was rolling the car so much, and assuredly not to do with me being generally shit at games. Still, I would describe Heading Out as a nice chill-out game. Omar and Mary. Omar, what are you doing here?
Omar!
I'm alright.
Oh, everything's
All
fine.
good. Everything's fine.
Just a collision and a dangerous accident, it's fine. Nope. Nothing to worry about.
Shit. It's alright, nobody needed those holes.
No, weren't doing anything.
It's a car on a road. Yep, more pictures of a car on a road. I appreciate that it even has a thing it calls chill races to help you take a mental pause, listen to the wind, and accidentally roll your car in an atmosphere of calmness and reflection. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Like and subscribe.
No, piss off. Yeah, I'm famous. Now offer me sex. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer's my favorite.
Shout out to Freddy Krueger. I hope he's doing well. Fill my ass up. I think you should be allowed to break embargo if you like something. That's my new rule.
Or just play indie games. Indie games are coming out thick and fast right now.
Yeah. Get off the AAA dick.
I don't like porn where like the protagonists are still wearing shoes and socks.
That's fair.
It doesn't feel like they're really getting into it.
And then you got no grip. What if it's like a stage sock, though? I like those long ones with the red and blue lines.
Well, that's fetish stuff, if you ask me.
That's not fetish.
Yeah.
That's an appreciation for good
Like
socks.
lady wearing nothing but, satin elbow-length gloves. Anyway, let's talk about this game. What do you see when you, hot press down on your eyelids? I get checkerboards.
That means your graphics card's dying, I think.